Yo, mic check. Hello, hello, hello. I think we're gonna be ready to start the stream now. Hey, how's it going, guys? Oh, and I see we have Theodore over here. So, hey, thanks for coming to check this out. I think we're gonna tackle this in the same way that you did, and just to explain a little bit more about that, I'll get into that in a minute here. But the most important thing that we must address, this is absolutely urgent, is I put out a YouTube poll because I actually heard that your YouTube community post will actually rank a little bit higher if you include a poll. So I asked the all-important question of what is your favorite ice cream? So, let me get this a quick refresh. Let me see if anyone else. Poor Manesh says he's allergic, RIP. And we got Tambarora. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. Oh, Tambarora Station. Hello from Canada. Well, hello from the United States, where things are questionable at best, but we're doing pretty good here. But yeah, our poll here, I just put it out there just to make the post rank a little bit higher, and I had an option here for corn, and and you might be thinking like, what madman would have corn flavored ice cream? And well, here's my little explanation is I went to school at Case Western Reserve University. I graduated there like a couple of years ago now. And in Cleveland, Ohio, right off the campus of Case is a place called Mitchell's Ice Cream. And if you ever go to Cleveland, I definitely recommend that as a place to go for some very quality ice cream. But they also had some very questionable flavors. Like, they have like seasonal flavors, and they had corn ice cream at one point, and me and my buddies were just like, why? Why? So if anyone has ever tried corn ice cream and enjoyed it, let me know. But it was just, really strange. But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Also, I have music now. So this music is made by my good friend Cordio. So yeah, you could see his Instagram page over here. He is a a musician that, kind of uses his beats to make very chill sounding stuff. I love to listen to his stuff to, whenever I'm reading or whenever I'm modeling casually, but I think I'd bring it to the stream as well. So if you like what you're hearing, check him out on Instagram here. You can also see him at cordio.bandcamp.com. It's actually in the description of the video right now because I've actually used his stuff in the past. But do let me know if the music is too loud or too soft. I can turn that up whenever I want. All right. So now on to the topic of today's, exploration here. So some of you may know that I got accepted into the SolidWorks Champions program a little while back. And with that, I just got connected with a whole bunch of, genius people that use the common thread that is SolidWorks. And we got invited to a community as well. And my good friend Matthew Foe asked the question to all of us: how would you animate a boomerang toss on SolidWorks? Hey, we got Too Tall Toby in the chat, so just a little diatribe here. I was in his modeling contest earlier this week. I did not win, but it was so fun. And I recommend that if any of you want to participate, you don't even need SolidWorks specifically. It's just a CAD system that can input a density and therefore get a mass out of it. You have anything like that, you can participate in future tourneys. But basically, he'll announce it on his channel, and he'll hold qualifiers during his weekly Model Monday night live streams. And if you win the qualifiers, you win yourself a seat. So be sure to follow him, give him a sub if you want to get into some of that action. But yeah, it was so fun. But Matthew Foe says, how would you animate a boomerang toss in SolidWorks? And I looked at it and I just kind of gave like my first thought. I was like, okay, well, I have a spline and maybe an assembly or something like that, and maybe have like a path made, and that's what we'll play around with right now. And a couple of other some more of us answered, but Theodore, who's actually watching right now, just want to give a shout out to him. He very quickly, within hours of this query being posted, actually got a basic animation going, which for some reason is being a little shy now. Would you want to play, sir? Sir. All right, well, we got this thing being a little temperamental right now, but do know that he actually got the basic motion, so it is possible. But I think it'd be fun to figure it out ourselves and just have some fun with it. Let's see what else we can do with it. Speaking of Matt Foe, he's actually a creator himself, and he does a lot of cool stuff. So here's his Twitter handle right here. So he does a lot of modeling tutorials and stuff like this. So let me turn that down just a little bit. But he made something from a show, Xiaolin Showdown, which I thought was really cool. And he also made like an animation of it in motion. So definitely just give him a sub. Super underrated channel. He deserves it. He's super good. All right. Now, I think that's enough of an introduction at this point. So let's just, get into it. So I've actually prepped the model beforehand. I know, very sad, but do know that I did model it today, at least. Actually, just before the stream. So you could see 7:35 p.m. That was literally a half an hour before the stream popped up. So I'm just curious to see, does anyone know where this is from? This particular boomerang. Just want to know if anyone can get this. Basically a video game that first appeared in the early 2000s, did get a re-release. And let's see. Yep, but here it is. Yep, if you played Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, you'll recognize it as Link's Boomerang. So there it is. As you can see, it's a little chunky and it wouldn't fly very well, but that's okay. And I'll explain why right now. So whenever I do an animation in SolidWorks, oh yeah, two Teletubbies, Banjo-Kazooie, that is very valid. If there were eyes on this thing, it would be very Banjo-Kazooie. Like, everything in Banjo-Kazooie has, like, eyes on it. It's kind of cute, but also kind of creepy at the same time. But, man, I love it. But yeah, whenever I animate something in SolidWorks, there's really two ways to go about it. SolidWorks has simulation and motion tools that allow you to literally simulate contact between bodies and things like that. And if I can actually do like an actual simulation, I'll go ahead and do that, result in a more natural motion, and you could see if it actually works or not. But sometimes I actually have to kind of manually animate it. Just say, like, I know how this should move, but I can't tell SolidWorks to simulate it in this certain way. And this is what this would fall under, because the flight of a boomerang is actually determined by the wing. I'm just going to call it a wing profile shape, and how that interacts through the air and creates lift. You can simulate those forces in SolidWorks with SolidWorks Flow Simulation, but you cannot combine Flow Simulation and SolidWorks Motion together and solve for those forces on every single frame. At least to my knowledge, that is not possible. So we're just going to have to kind of manually animate it. So yeah, we'll do that right now. We're just going to go into my idea of just going into an assembly, getting a spline path in there, and yeah, we'll see how we can make this work out. But before I get to the assembly, I want to define an axis for this thing, just so I can define it as like a center of rotation. So I'm not sure what'll be the best for us, but what I'll do is I'll grab a quick sketch on the front plane here, grab my point tool, and let's say I want that to be my center of rotation, 1.5, and I would like it to be vertical with respect to the origin, like that. Alright, and I can get an axis going through perpendicular to the top plane and going through that point. Alright, so now we have an axis, and you may notice in my part in my part file template, I already have axes, so why am I bothering with this? Well, even if this was at the same place as the origin, I would actually want this to I might have to change the center of rotation, and since these are defined with respect to the elementary planes, I really wouldn't have to. I really wouldn't be able to move it if I needed to, but at least with this, I can actually just move that point around and get it exactly where I need it to be, just in case I try the animation and something seems off. All right, we got Matthew Foe, the man, the myth, the legend himself in the chat. Hey, how's it going, man? I shouted you out, man. And you didn't miss much of anything. I already had the boomerang prepared, and all I did was threw an axis down where I thought the center of rotation will be. So as an initial guess, I think the boomerang will rotate about that point. Alright, so let me think what I want to do here. I'm actually going to start a new part file and get the let's get the path down. So let's see. I sketch from the right plane. So we're going to be looking at the trajectory of the boomerang as seen from the side. So I would expect it. Let's get a spline, a style spline. I love these style splines. I would expect it to be thrown from a height, come up, and then turn around and then come back towards the user. So this is just from the side. We're going to combine two splines to actually make the compound path. I think it'll be easier than wrestling. It'll be easier than wrestling with a 3D spline, which I try to avoid at all costs. Let's say it's thrown from a height of 5 feet, 60 inches. Maybe it reaches a maximum, let's just say 15 feet at the apex, Well, that might be a little too short. Or I guess I can make it shorter. Yeah, I guess I'll just make the path a little bit shorter because when I render the animation, if I have it fly way too far, it's just going to look like a dot from way out there. So I don't want this to fly too far away. So let's just say this flies maybe 20 feet away. Well, we can play around with these values a bit later. I want you to be vertical. And yeah, now we can, I'm just going to leave this under define. Yeah, Toby might sing a song at me because of this, but you know, I want to be able to play around with this. So that's the path as seen from the side. Now I'll draw it as seen from the top, which is going to be the actual like horseshoe shape. And so, well, I know it is going to be symmetric, so I guess I can drop a center line kind of like this. And actually, since I need these to match up, I can just put some coincidence on these points. Yeah, now we have it the perfect height. Did I just hear that I'm going to perform the song live? I don't think in this stream at least, but man, that song is just so good. Fully defined every time. You really should. I really should. I just fly by the seat of my pants, man. Alright. So, let's get a style spline. Maybe we could have something like this. Have that horizontal. I really enjoy these style splines because they're a little bit more well behaved. They're a bit more well behaved than the regular splines in terms of like continuity. They don't get wrinkly very easily, and also they have these very convenient vertex thingies that I can just put relations on like that. So I find that very convenient. I'll just try that. Most sport boomerangs have a gram of 110 grams. Source Wikipedia. Oh, Wikipedia for the win. I always found it kind of annoying that, you know, my teachers back in college and even high school was like, you can't use sources from Wikipedia. I'm like, well, if I can't do it, I'll just scroll down the page and grab Wikipedia's sources because these are good. Oh my gosh, too funny. Alright, so we have something like this. And I can just go to curves and say project curve. And I can say sketch on sketch. Oh no, I drew it upside down like a dingus. Yeah, that's not how that's not how that's supposed to work. Yeah, let's fix that. Yeah. So let's get that. Yeah, let's get these showing back again. And let's do modify sketch with external references. Well, let's do this. External, delete all. Screw you. Modify. And let's just give that a nice little rotate. Oh my god, this modify sketch thing is so great. Yeah, range is the most important part, 20 to 40 meters. Yeah, we can play around with that. But I'm just going to start small right now because the thing is, like, if the boomerang flies away in a way that's like weird, it's going to be tough to tell if it's going all the way so far and it turns into a point and it can barely tell what it's supposed to be versus this. This is going to be a very short path, at least for right now. And, you know, we'll tweak it as we go along. That's why I'm leaving some of these things undefined. So let's give this a save. Spline path. So this is looking good so far, but I want to see if I can also get the boomerang to actually yaw, change its pitch and yaw as it goes along the path. So basically, imagine like a race car in NASCAR. If you look at the tracks where the turns are, the embankment is like at it's a pretty steep angle, but I want the boomerang to go along at an angle. Oh, we got Joao in the chat. Hey, what's up, my man? Can we create the animation to follow the boomerang? Oh, we can do that. We have to create a camera, but we'll play around with that too. You know, that's why I created the boomerang beforehand, because, you know, I think you can create it however you want, but this is the interesting stuff. But I can't get a ruled surface. This is sad. Well, 3D sketch. How about, can I convert this thing? Now can I get a ruled surface? No, it does not. It does not like that. Well, fine. I'll just do it as a, could just do it as a boundary surface then. So let's say that, and this can be an arbitrary length. I don't really care. Let's say that it's 2 feet, and that I'm just doing it like that just so it's easy for me to grab in the graphics window. Let's see, it reaches a maximum angle of like 15 degrees there. And then let's grab another. Oh, well, actually, no, I started at the front plane. Thank you, past me. I don't have to create a new plane. Let's say that is pierce. And that angle, maybe 15 degrees with respect to the bottom. And do I want to mirror that? Sure, I'll mirror that. Why not? Let's get a thing and then say mirror. Okay. Okay. And so, let's get a boundary surface. So I'm going to have to grab the selection manager because I put those two lines in the same sketch. And selection manager again. Yes. For direction 2. Alright, so we have this cool looking ribbon thingy. And I could probably hide the curve, and I can actually use this edge. I don't know if this inconsistency is going to give me a problem, but I guess we'll find out. So let's give that a good old save, and let's just start a new assembly. And spline path, I'll just hit the check mark, and that fixes it in place. I really like how this is coming out. And then assembly, insert the boomerang. Oh my gosh, our boomerang is so tiny. You can use a fit spline. Yep, that's a good tip. So I'll keep that in my back pocket just in case it gives me problems. My hunch is I think it will, but you know, let's just find out. All right. Let's see if we can get the origin stuck on that path. Alright, so now we have like a boomerang kind of like that. And actually, no, I should, instead of just coincident, I think spline, I think PathMate will take care of it for me. Mate, I think, are you under advanced? Mechanical. No. Oh yeah, you were under. So component vertex, I'll select. I might even have to make the path shorter, honestly, because the boomerang's looking pretty small with respect to all of that. Oh, actually, if I'm going to... Let me clear. If I'm going to... Yeah, if I'm going to use that axis, I actually should use that point that I selected. And for path selection... I think this selection manager will take care of it. And I think we'll be able to get away without using a fit spline. Hey Marcos, what's going on? Yeah, fit spline is really very good, especially with if you ever use CamMate. They must strictly the cam must strictly be tangent throughout its revolution. So if you want a square cam, you know, just use fit spline and you get past that. Really very convenient. Alright, so my boomerang looks very sad and limpy there. So let me see if I can get that axis that I define And I want to say you should be perpendicular to this surface. Woohoo. I think we're cooking with gas now. That might be all we need for right now. Oh, pathmate. Let me actually say instead of free, we'll do percent along path. Yeah, can we put that? Oop. Didn't like that for some reason. Yeah, let me see if I can get this to scoot all the way back here. Let's see if it gets mad if I... Oh, that's fine. And then just suppress. Ah, for some reason it jumps all the way. Come on. It's very shy. Come back here. Alright, so there's our center of rotation. Let's save. Yeah, thank God. Thank God I remembered. Boomerang. Okay. And now, what's a good angle? It's gonna be a bit weird. Let's fit. Maybe like that. Yeah, I like trying to place this before I go here. Okay, so I gotta change it from free. This song that's playing right now is actually the one that I used in my socket head cat brew video. That was like CAD model of the day, like 60 something. Or no, it was like one. Oh my God, I'm losing track of what is what. Percent. I don't know why it gets so angry if I do that. Can I suppress? Alright, so if I set... So that gave me an error when I tried to put both perpendicular and path. I wonder if it's just an order of operations thing. Yeah, this is just the troubleshooting that you gotta do sometimes, man. Okay, suppress. Save. Yeah, let me see if I could just add another one. So this with that surface. Would you be mad? I mean, it seems to be solving it now. Yeah, classic SolidWorks. All right, let's get in there. And all right, so first let's just do it one step at a time. I'll save and just bring the time bar over to like 5 seconds or something, and the pathmate, add a key, place key. So this will advance to 100% of the path. So if I hit calculate, all right. Oh no, it's mad about something. I mean, it is going along the path. And perpendicular is angry. Okay, so this is strange. Though I'll still try and add a motor. Let's just do it. Along this axis. And let's try 96 or something like that. And I guess the direction really doesn't matter. Okay, so we have it twirling. Just as another hunch. Oh, hey, it's Ivan, the champ himself. Ivan the Reasonable. Welcome, welcome, my man. Good to see you. Yeah, we're just animating a boomerang right now. And, I have Pathmate barking at me. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with your guys' suggestion. I'm going to go back into this spline part, go to start a 3D sketch and grab fit spline. I have a hunch that this is where our downfall is. No, please. Uncheck closed. Alright, so now we have a completely smooth path. And I'll just reevaluate that path mate with our new path. It might be in and out of here. Mostly out. Oh, no worries, man. The fact that you dropped in makes me super happy. Yeah, it's always good to hear from, you know, whether it be an old friend or someone, you know, that I just met. It's really awesome, like Ivan. Man, he was on fire during the competition. Go to Too Tall Toby's channel, check out the replay. The dude smoked me when we met, but I'm not even mad. He was really, really good. Alright, so let's see if we redo this pathmate now. Yeah, I don't think this is making it very happy. But... oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Spline path. If I just select 3D thing, will that be enough? Or maybe I should just select it from here. Okay, that has added. And things seem to be happy. Let's just give it a... okay, now, so just skirting around in place. Let's see. What if I change this to a different study type? Oh. I think that was it. Oh my gosh, that was pretty cool. But let me see. I think I need to make it rotate a bit faster. So the reason I kind of suspected that was SolidWorks evaluates mates and conditions differently based on whether you want just an animation. So there's animation basic motion, and actually if you turn on SolidWorks motion, so I'd be interested to see how it acts under that. You get a third one for motion analysis, and that's where you can actually put like forces and stuff like that. Yeah, so basic motion seems to be the hot ticket here. It's gently rotating. And yeah, what if I just like say times 10? That actually seems to be even worse. That's interesting. Yeah, let me hide. Let me hide the spline path so we can get a better look. Whoops, I set that as a condition. My bad. Yeah, so let me put this back and then hide. I still do that way too often. Alright, we're somewhat close. It's changing the environment a little bit. It's really interesting. So rotary motor. Why aren't you doing a thing? Oh, it might actually this might be too fast. So 96. Yeah, let me just try. So I like doing revolutions per minute in multiples of 12 because that's what actually makes it like it actually makes it like an integer number of revolutions at the end of 5 seconds specifically. Oh, I think that was it. No? Well, let's see. Am I able to... no, I need to do motion analysis for that. I mean, somewhat working. So actually, if I just suppress, let's just see what that looks like. Suppress. Yeah, so in that case, it's actually doing absolutely no motion at all. So it is doing something. On motor option, choose motor I think you're right. I think you nailed it. Hang on. Yeah, they say relative to. Let me make sure. Component to move relative to. Oh, maybe it just with respect to something that's stationary. Let's just see what that does. Not quite. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because you can't have something that's self-referential. Just gonna change it to a different speed. It does a couple revolutions, but when it comes back, it's very lazy about it. It's tough to see if it's just it's tough to tell sometimes if it's just like either it's the tool not doing its job, or is it maybe it could be a visual illusion as well. I've had that happen where because of the frame rate, like if you have something spin once every frame, it'll look like it's perfectly still because it doesn't render a frame for the interim motion. So it could be an illusion like that too. You know, let's just have some fun with it. What if I just like place a key here? Reduce the animation speed. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I can play around with like frame rate too. Yeah, actually, before I play around with that key, yes. Oh well, I mean that could be our problem right there. Well, that's actually not. I think it is just a visual illusion because it. Yeah, you can definitely see it spinning. But I think it would be cool to see if it just like. Just kind of like speed up. Each key point has a different RPM. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do right here, but if I delete these two keys, then there should be only one key active. Oh, actually, I think I'm screwing myself up here with the... Here, let me go back in here. Can I delete that? This is a fun problem, though. I mean, it's still... I think it is still rotating by the time it gets up there. Yeah, I think I still want to play around with making it go faster at its apex. Just gonna punch in random numbers. All right. Yeah, so it looks like it's just stalling there. that will change anything. Yeah, it was actually kind of better before. Let's see. So I definitely have the axis 1 on both motor direction. Another thing I could try is actually changing this to data points. And have some kind of spline interpolation. Velocity. It has it in degrees per second. That's really annoying. 3600. Have some different kinds of Alright, something that I do want to try now. Maybe it is this angle that's messing it up. So if I say 75, like that, and then go back. Yeah, that's really interesting. So we can like adjust the embankment on that. So I think this angle does have something to do with it. 45. Yeah, it looks like the steeper that is, the slower it goes. And that's something that's really interesting. Yeah, I'm actually going to try NYX Tobio's suggestion, see if I can spot anything. Yeah, it still appears to rotate. Let's edit these data points. At 36,000 degrees per second. Sounds a bit extreme. No, so extreme that it didn't even want to change anything. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, that's actually not looking that bad. I wonder if I could have this mode. I mean, something like this wouldn't actually look too bad as is, but I'm very much like a perfectionist though. So I tend to really play around with this. I wonder if I can have the motor with respect to... Oops, I messed up. Oh no. Rookie mistake, me. Let's get rid of those keys. If you reversed it from 0 to 100, from 100 to 0. So I assume you're talking about the pathmate. I think that's really interesting. I think that's something that we can try. It says that something is sad. Something is not. Yeah, let me get rid of that. Oh, that makes sense. Because here I have it as origin. But I want this to be with respect to the spline path, like all the time. Let's give this a good old hide. Alright, let's save our progress so far. I'm trying to think what else we can try. What if I did it as a motion analysis? I don't know if pathmate can render itself in motion analysis. There are just some mates that don't work at all. Unless I put a force. This is interesting. So let me try a pathmate here. It's angry. Yeah, I don't think pathmate can solve itself in a motion analysis. Let's get a rebuild. Because everything's fine. So motor. Oh, hang on. I don't think I've ever used this before. Pathmate motor. Oh, I think we're looking at something here. So this one wants the... Oh, this one wants the actual pathmate to drive it. Will you take this? Oh my gosh. I think this is a thing. I think this is a thing. At a constant speed? So I have no idea how fast I should put this. Let's just try 3 feet per second. That might be too fast. No, not fast enough, actually. This is so fascinating. So I'm gonna have to like times 10. I have to do that times 10. Oh my gosh. Okay, well. Because the mechanism has locked up. Yeah, probably. Yeah, times 10 was too fast. It found the end in less than 2 seconds. Too funny. Let's see. Is there any... No, it's just a speed. Let's try 170. Just cheesing it a little bit. Yeah, it just flew off. This is really interesting. I've actually never used pathmate motor until now. But you and me in the chat, we're discovering it together. Just a hair slower. So even if it doesn't match up at the end, that's okay. It's just like a frame off. Are you kidding me? Here, I'm just gonna do that for right now. That's hilarious. Because I just want to see if I can actually get a rotary motor and a pathmate motor acting on the same body. That's gonna be the interesting bit here. Actually, 96. Maybe going the other way. I don't know. Actually, I don't actually know how you throw a boomerang. Oh, that was so cool. It still flew off. Okay, so I need to bring this like a tick back. I think SolidWorks added that path made for boomerangs. Yep. I think this is the intended function of it. Oh, that's so cool. I think this is working. Well, it's still now it's not respecting the path mate, the perpendicular. They knew this day would come. Yep, day of reckoning. I don't know if there's anything I could. I don't know why this isn't solving. Because it's on. I mean, it's not the worst. Well. I'm trying to see if there's anything I can use here. Man, I really love this music so much. It makes these kind of challenges, you know, you kind of get into a groove and you start playing around with it. It's so nice. Yeah, I wonder if Theodore experienced any of these problems. Though I think, let me see if I can try and load up his actual no, not that video. Oh, it's too bad that this is not working right now. Nope, that's just an image. It's just one of those things. It was working fine off stream, but of course now that it's on stream, because his doesn't actually follow any embankment. Yeah, that doesn't appear to be doing anything still. That's too bad. I'm just trying to think. This is probably a bad idea, but what if I unsuppress you? Yeah, of course. I knew it. This thing is just so angry. Yeah, that's really strange that that one... How he did it. Yeah, I think... I think is... my method would work if I wasn't trying to be all fancy like this. I think I'm gonna change this back. I think if you just have it follow a path, then it'll just kind of work out. Alright, I wonder... See if I can actually make this in such a way. No, I think I'm gonna have to set a camera now, because there's no way to like look at the boomerang. I just did it with an animation, not motion analysis. Yeah, I thought as much. I'd really like to see if I could get this to like not only follow the path but also follow the angle of this thing as well. I'm doing more. Yeah, I like I like doing that to myself. Just making things way more complicated than they should be. Yeah, because what I could do, for example, is, let's see, I could just sketch a vector in the assembly like this. Just maybe like an average. There we go. And then I can say that axis should be parallel to that. Let's see if I... doesn't want to do it. Maybe I just go back to the model view. Oops. I have hide all. That and that. Can you be... Oh yeah, I mean it's gonna fight with the perpendicular. I know. Yeah, you need to suppress perpendicular. Yeah, so right now I have it just ignoring the surface completely. I'm just doing a locked angle, and I think that seems to be working. I guess we could just have it like that for right now. Yeah, I guess it's just a choice of, do you want it to like follow these complex angles but for some reason slow when it gets to the apex, or just yeah, Control S, thank you. Good call. Good call. Actually, we were talking about that during Too Tall Toby's tournament, or the Quad T, let's call it that. The guy I was going up against was using Fusion 360. Unfortunately, his program crashed in the middle of one of the models. And I was scared of the same thing, so I kept saving. Like, if you look at the replay, I was actually saving during the contest, too. But it's just so unfortunate that happened. It could happen to anyone, really. And especially to me, because I actually have a real view hack. So I actually don't have an approved graphics card. I have a NVIDIA GeForce. It's a gaming graphics card. And if any of you tried to use SolidWorks without an approved graphics card, you'll notice that real view graphics doesn't even appear. So it appears for me, but because I kind of hacked in a registry key that tricks SolidWorks into thinking that I do have an approved graphics card, but that leads to stability problems. I think that looks pretty cool. I mean, it's going so quick, I don't think you'll even notice the changes in angle anyway, so I do like how it goes. It appears to speed up as it goes through the apex. And, you know, it's kind of a side effect, but I'm going to call that a feature. I think that's cool. Let's get some more soda here. Oh, man. But, here, let me extend the question that I posed to my YouTube community. I asked them what their favorite flavor of ice cream was. So let me know what your favorite flavor is in the chat. I think mine is mint chocolate chip, to be honest. You know, I think I go through cravings now and again for particular flavors, but, you know, that's the one I always find myself coming back to. All right, so let's actually tackle our next challenge here. So we have this. Let's see if we can get a camera to follow the boomerang. I think that would be really cool. Here, let me show this so I can actually orient myself a little bit. I might be able to... maybe we could just place a camera here. We can have a couple different perspectives. All right, so let's try this. Go to our beach ball. Camera. Add camera. So I want this to be aimed at target. Target by selection. And I can say its center of rotation that I defined as... Oh god, I need to zoom in. Oh no. No? Oh my gosh, it's being so finicky. This point, please. Vertex 1 at spline path. Nope, that is not correct. Select other. Oh my god, why are there so many vertices? Oh, I guess the list is repeating, right? Zoom to selection. Yeah, point 1 at sketch 8. I want that point in particular. Milk and cookies. That is also a great flavor. And then Jay chimes in with pistachio. Mint chocolate chip is probably my least favorite. So we're polar opposites at the spectrum. It's all good. I can respect that choice. James, they look so similar too. Yeah, it really is. It's a trap. It's a trap for guys like you and I. I have to go. When you finish it, can you make a video going? Yeah, of course. And this this whole VOD will be available on YouTube too. You're using SolidWorks Student Edition, I think 2019, which is 2019-2020. That is equal to commercial version 2020. So I should even be able to just send you my files when I'm done, and you could do a replace components on the Boomerang, and I mean, hopefully it should work out. Yeah, but no worries. You know, just thanks for stopping by. So camera position. What if I put the camera here? I think this will look kind of cool. And I'm gonna do it in square format because I find that's the easiest for like social media. Okay. Yeah, no problem, Matt. You know that. I mean, that's just kind of how the SolidWorks and CAD modeling community is in general. You know, we're just a couple of dudes just helping each other out. You know, I think this is so fun. All right, so let's get spline path hidden away, and replace a key on the orientation. Okay, so now the camera is actually following. Hang on. All right, the camera's actually following the Boomerang as it goes along the path. This is actually very cool. I mean, it doesn't really look like anything right now because we don't really have an environment. Something is vibrating. Stop. All right, we're at an hour right now. Let's see, what can we do? Yeah, let's see, instead of plain white, what if I threw it in France? Let's see. Okay, that looks kind of cool. It's playing way too fast. Oh my god, that's too funny. Yeah, the environment isn't really convincing, but it is a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I love this. All right, what other thing do we have? That's here we go. I used to joke all the time that the urban background, you know, that was East Cleveland in some abandoned factory or something like that. Oh my god, that's too funny. I think I'm gonna save this animation. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right, you know, let's do hide all items. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this animation here. Well, like literally, and also export it as well. So save. Custom aspect ratio. That's 60 FPS, please. MP4. Just call it Boomerang 1. And save. I literally can't get over this. Just flying away. Later versions of SolidWorks finally got MP4 output. Oh my gosh, I was so happy. To be specific, it's the commercial version 2019 is when MP4 came out. So 2019 or 2020 are the only two versions so far that can output MP4. Not to say that you can get somewhat good looking video if you don't have that. If you have 2018 or below, if you select AVI and then for the encoder put full frames uncompressed, it'll result in a very large file, like it could be a couple gigabytes in some cases. But you know, it's just that media encoder that with the lossy compression that really makes that stuff look like garbage. So if you put full frames uncompressed, you just have it like that, and then you can throw it to some other editing software to actually encode it in a correct way. Yeah, exactly. File size is it's enormous, but you know, back in the day when I was in college, you know, I graduated in 2017, so I didn't have any option for MP4. I would just export it to AVI full frames, and then just threw it to Adobe Premiere where it would edit it, and then actually, you know, just let Adobe take care of it. Okay, so there it is. It's a little crunchy. I might have to put the frame rate higher still. That is so funny though. Yeah, I don't care that the background looks a little pixelated. I think I might post that once I get this. Oh, I don't know whether to change it like way higher. Okay. Let's try that again. MP4. Yeah, sorry I have to go through this again. I could probably install some like arcade games and just play that while this stuff goes. While this goes through, just to like pass the time a little bit. But overall, I'm super satisfied. I learned a lot of new stuff on this. Yeah, I'll save this animation and I'll make a new camera where I see if I can follow the boomerang around. I literally can't get over this. This is so funny. Yes. Oh my god. SolidWorks with the camera effects is just so cool. Like well, actually, I can show you some stuff while that is still rendering in my Instagram. So like a handful of posts ago, I think I did that for Star Wars Day. Yeah, I did this. Oh, and actually this was on my garbage laptop because like I couldn't get screen cap footage, so I just did it with my phone, but you know, I actually set up a camera to recreate how they did the actual how they did the actual like flying text out of the screen. They didn't use any computer graphics. I mean, this was 1977. I mean, there were computers, but they were very, very elementary at that point. But how they did it in industry, they actually had the artwork as like a 4x1 foot, you know, slab with the artwork on it, and they just pan the camera very slowly in like a dark room. And apparently, it's one of the most difficult things, you know, from a cinematography wise, like, you know, operating the camera. You got to make sure that the lens is perfectly clean and have like a special lens so that the text is clear, whether it's right up next to the lens or further away. But yeah, I mean, stuff is so fascinating, man. All right, so let's see. All right, so now it's smooth, but it's going slow. But I can just do that in post. You know, I'll just speed that up in Camtasia just a little bit. This is so funny. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you're the music. Perfect. Yeah, Cordio, he's so good. He just takes samples from like video games and stuff like that, and you know, we went to high school together. We have like a lot of the same tastes in like video games and culture and stuff like that. He loves Pokemon. All of his or a good number of his albums are actually named after the Pokemon like hidden machines, the HM moves that you teach your Pokemon in game. So I think he just released HM08. Yeah, so cool. All right. And for my last trick, I don't even know if I can get this to work, but I'll create yet another camera. So target by selection, so it's targeting the same point. So camera position. Line 1 at sketch 1. I wonder, can I do selection manager for this? So let me clear that and go show. And I'd like to see the 3D sketch. Oh, I need to uncheck hide all types. I just want to see if I can grab that sketch. Alright, so I see it here. Let me hide the surface body since I actually have no use for that anymore. So sad. Maybe that could be another thing to discover. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, ever since I've started, you know, CAD Model of the Day, it's just been so rewarding for me. I just find out all this new stuff. Alright, position by selection. Can I select the path? No. What if I just say floating? Actually, so camera type. No, I want aimed at target. Lock camera position. Yeah, I'm just not that sure for this one. Because I would have tried to have it. Wait, but you can have path because that's literally what I did for the Star Wars one. So why aren't you letting me select this? Oh, what the? Now it did? Okay. Let's hit OK. Position by selection, 0%. And then if it could be looking at it. So if I do this. Oh, this is the wrong camera. Actually, that's the old one. Camera view. Yeah, it appears that nothing. There's nothing because like I'm literally on top of the boomerang right now, but I think that should resolve itself in a second. I just want to do this from a testing perspective. Okay, so this is staying at the start point. Okay. So, if I start here, so I can see the boomerang at this point. Let's add a key. And I still want that to be at 0. But then I want it to slowly follow it around. Place key. Yeah, to be at 100% of the path. So it should start back. I don't know what this is going to do. Oh, so now, yeah, this is it. We're following it through the flight. Oh my, whoops. A little bit of a hiccup there. What if I have it just lag behind a little bit? Set that to 90. So it starts at 0, and then we start following it around. Oh my gosh, this is really cool. So we're just following it along the spline. And then we're like, yo, we're back, boys. Okay, I'm saving that. That is super duper cool. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. So yeah, let's do hide all types again. Save. Yes, I think so. Let's see if we can get another environment. Landscape. Let's try that one. Landscape. Oh, that's just an image. Ah, drat. I need like an actual environment. I think it's the one that with the background. So office space, landscape background. Let's try that one. Or landscape 2. I'm very much enjoying myself right now. This is too funny. So what's landscape 2? Because there's a bunch of trees there. It's really disorienting. Landscape 2. Let's just do landscape 5. We'll turn all these on. Yeah, so we're just following it along the path, just ever so slightly behind. If I turn... I mean, no, it already has perspective because of the camera. Alright, let me just save this one out right now. Okay, use camera, 60, MP4, Boomerang 3. Yes. I just kind of like how it comes into view. And actually, while I do that, so while that goes, let me check my YouTube because cookies and cream. David, long time supporter of the channel. Also Manish, he's been, I mean, both of these guys have been commenting since my early days. So shout outs to both David and Manish. David also was cheering me on during the competition. So, that was really cool. But yeah, I wanted to answer a question while I'm over here. So let me go to my community page. Yeah, so I got a question here. How did you make the pattern inside? So this one is pretty cool. I actually rendered this in Adobe Dimension. So let me see if I can open up Dimension while that stuff is running. But basically, it's just a separate body that kind of hangs out. So while SolidWorks is solving. But yeah, so this is actually a build of Adobe Dimension that's in beta. You can actually directly import SolidWorks files into here. It's pretty great. So if you have the Adobe suite for editing, you can actually sign up for their beta program and get their CAD prototype. Looks like their thing was done, but I'll just answer this question real quick. But it's just, you got a sphere that I just modeled regularly, and then this little wispy thing is just a surface that I patterned 3 times, and it's just kind of hanging out in there. So I can do that in more detail in a future video, or maybe because I do want to do another one with this background, but the original camera angle. All right, you can also set the keys for the path for the boomerang from 10 to 100. Yeah, that's true. That is also true. But I do like the effect of like it just comes out of the camera. I think that's pretty cool. So let me change to camera 1 again. I might be able to open up another instance of SolidWorks. So let me replace key. So now this should just be like regular. Oh, that looks so cool. That looks so cool. Yeah, I guess it's just a matter of preference. That's just it's the beauty of this thing, man. It's just, of course there's going to be people telling you that they didn't like certain things about your model, but as long as you enjoy it, it's just so fun. So let me do a quick save just in case. And aspect ratio, yet another MP4. Yeah, MP4. We'll set that. Let me see if I can get another instance of SolidWorks while that runs. This is dangerous, but whatever. I like to live dangerously, as they say. Let me see if I can open those marbles. It should be in my recent, actually. Marble. Yeah, you see, I didn't even bother setting the materials in here because I just did it all within Dimension. Let me just do that so we can see what's going on. So just really quick. So first thing, revolve the sphere. Nothing too big of a deal. And then this surface sweep was just set up with between just a straight vertical line here. And then this horizontal line. And then you can actually set the sweep to go to option, specify twist value, so quarter of a revolution, and it gives you this fancy surface. Then I revolved another surface with a spline like this, and then I performed a surface trim in order to specify that I just want this thing. Just cleaned up some bodies, I thickened it, and I circular patterned 3 of them. There's some garbage here. I could have cut that out, but I didn't really bother. Combine. Yeah, and then I was actually testing to see if I should make a cavity in the shape, but that's actually not even necessary. So I just kind of scaled it down a little bit. So it's actually intersecting with the material of the marble. Then bring into Dimension, assign materials, and that was it. And maybe I can do a video on Dimension because I'm really enjoying that particular program. And I think we are done. Let's just take one last look at it. I love this so much. Yeah, it's just going a little bit too slow, but I'll fix that in post when I post it to social media. But I think that's where we'll stop here. So, thank you so much for here, let me change this. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, for being with me for yet another one of these episodes. I'm really enjoying myself. So if you have any other questions or suggestions of what you want me to do, or just like questions like Matt's, like how do I do this? That in itself could be a great topic. Like I really enjoyed myself, and yeah. Until next time, see you guys later.